It's Wednesday, my dudes, and you know what that means? Our corporate overlords have deemed that Brawl is allowed to be played. For those of you who don't know, Brawl, which is kind of fun on Arena but nowhere else, is only available on Wednesdays unless you pay for it. For those of you who are also unaware, the Gitrog Monster was added to Arena recently and added to the current legality of Brawl on Arena, so Brawl isn't just cards from current standard anymore. Now, whilst I applaud the attempts to make both Arena and Brawl more exciting, I have to point out that this is yet another example of even content creators like myself struggling to know what is and isn't legal in each of Magic's formats. I thought Brawl was always like Commander, but only standard cards, but then Arena turned it into like a 1v1 format, and then we started adding Reese the Redeemed, Gitrog Monster, and Tauren's Sky Summoner, so okay, guess we're kind of like 1v1 Commander now, almost? That is a minor gripe though, because Gitrog is my boy. I'm not going to sit here and teach you how to suck eggs like a frog. Wait, do frogs even suck eggs? Gitrog Monster is a 5-mana 6/6 with Death Touch that says you can play an extra land on your turn, but more importantly it says if a land were to go into a graveyard at any time, you draw a card. Now this includes a whole clump of lands going in, like an Armageddon for example, but it allows you to like generate value by like blowing up your own lands for example, or sacrificing your own lands. It also forces you to sack a land at the beginning of your turn, so it's got a downside to being a big chunky boy who's undercosted that draws you cards. The upside of that sacking is that you draw 2 cards a turn, so it's like a Phyrexian Arena, but instead of losing a life, you're losing a land. So play lands, grind out value, and fuck shit up. However, I said I wasn't going to teach you to suck eggs. The deck list is in the description below, but it's missing Dryad of the Elysian Groves and Dreadshade. Now, the video was filmed about a week or so ago prior to my adventures abroad, and I remember thinking to myself that there really wasn't enough swamps for Shady Boy. And while I've played these 2 cards together in a modern on this very channel, the extra land drop is certainly appreciated, so the Dryad should just be in the deck anyway, and I would, if playing again, probably try and find room for both of them. At least you can't accuse me of playing the same cards all the fucking time, so that's a plus. With that out of the way, sponsors, bam! Bam! Let's play some Magic. 3-lander with a removal spell and a Glow Spore Shaman, worth a keep. We're up against Yarok, another WALUE commander. Opponents off to a slow start, tap land into Fabled Passage, which we get to deploy a freshly drawn Bond of Flourishing ourselves, which allows us to potentially put a land into hand instead of top of the library like this Glow Spore Shaman would have done. We fail to find land, however, and just find a Questing Beast instead. They lead Swamp into Cauldron Familiar, we Glow Spore and put Field of Dead on top of our library and play out a tapped Gingerbread House. Don't fucking judge me, alright? I know the card is garbage, but I was clambering to find the most unique names available in current standards like legality for Field of the Dead. Temple of Milady from our opponent. I realised they're using cool retro coloured themed sleeves from Secret Lairs art, and I'm over here hardcore bare backing it like Jake Gyllenhaal on a lonely cold mountain. We swing off for the trade they accept, and we know full well that the oven and other food-based shenanigans of Recursion are lurking somewhere in that deck. And lo and behold, an oven. Imagine my shocked face. Actually, you don't have to imagine it. Here's a rather tasteful Minecraft thumbnail from a video a few weeks back. Don't you judge me, alright? We gotta pay our fucking bills. They pass the turn and we return the oven back to its raw ingredients of stone, metal, and manual labour with Return to Nature. We cast a criminally underappreciated card in Underground Lich, and they, on their turn, try to kill it with a Wicked Wolf. We activate the Lich, paying 4 life, and it gains Indestructible, which kills the wolf in the ETB-triggered fight, and well, our opponent is less than impressed.
Bomb has been planted. One more time.
Wait, is this... the mirror? We scry and bottom Casualties of War, which makes me feel really sad. Paradise Druid from our opponent. We practice some more vibrant bondage ourselves. They play a Glow Spore Shaman. I take advantage of our Witch's Vengeance here, which was originally included as a clean answer to tokens like the zombies from Field of the Dead or Liliana, but it kills both the Druid and the Shaman because they're both elves. Got 'em. They play a 4th land and pass. We slam a Vraska into play, uptick, but do not sacrifice a land yet as we need to get to 5 mana for Hypnotoad. In our end step, our opponent pauses to think for a while. and they use up 2 timeouts for some bizarre reason. They cast a Cavalier of Thorns, and we cast a District Guide and a Gilded Goose to protect our Vraska with blockers. We tick up again, sacking nothing. They attack and we jump, and then they cast Big Old Toady Boy. After which they cast a Binding of Titans, which fails to hit a land for them and fails to draw them a card off of Gitrog Monster. We slam our own Gitrog Monster and crack an Evolving Wilds to draw a card. On that topic, reprint actual fetches, wizards, you fucking cowards. We then consider casting our own Binding of Titans, but consider they only have 1 card in hand, we don't want them to draw a card off of the Gitrog trigger and draw removal spells for Vraska. So instead we uptick, sack a cottage, draw a reclaimer, and opt to cast a Paradise Druid instead. They use their mana in upkeep with the Gitrog trigger on the stack to kill my Vraska with the adventure side of Murderous Rider. The sadness washes over me like an overwhelming wave. Rest in peace, sweet Gorgon. To add insult to fucking injury, they exile her with the second part of Binding of Titans, and now I'm just upset. They attack, I take 6, they place a Conrad, a card I forgot I could include here and feel silly because it's not in my list. Bearing in mind I play so much Modo and Paper compared to Arena that I just kind of don't really remember stuff when I play Arena. It feels like I'm playing a different game. We untap, draw some cards, find Casualties of War, and feel pretty excited about the card advantage we are gaining over our opponent. We cast a Nissa who shakes the world, uptick on our land, make some mana, then cast Casualties of War, killing their Gitrog, the enchantment, and Castle Lockthwain, cutting them off all sources of card advantage on board. They take a draw step, they can't recast Gitrog Monster because they are mana short, and give up. Yep, that Casualty of War even fucked them in terms of the amount of mana they needed for Gitrog. Too much value.
One more time.
Another fucking mirror, Christ alive. Truth be told, I recorded this when Gitrog was the hot new shit, then came back to this footage this week, so this is to be expected, especially the banning of the Pilgrim. Neither of us are doing anything for the first 3 turns. I cast Circuitous Route on turn 4 and ramp up to 6 mana. They cast Circuitous Route on their turn 4 to ramp up to 6 mana.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter.
I decided to stick a Garrick and tick up for Wolves. The problem with Walkers in the Green-Black X matchups in this format, and anything in Standard really on Contemporary Magic, as you saw in the previous game, is that Green-Black X has access to the best Planeswalker removal by a huge margin. This could be Trophy, for example. This could be, up until recently, Vested Contempt was in Standard. Now we also got Murderous Rider. And lo and behold, they Murderous Rider my Garrick, and then cast the creature half 2. We Frog, then Spore Shaman. We hit Cryptic Caves, put it to hand, trigger the Frog and draw. WALUE. We play it and trigger the Field of Dead. WALUE. Our opponent plays a Thorn Mammoth, a card I forgot actually existed, and it fights and kills our Glow Spore Shaman. We sack a land off, draw 2 cards, just casually drawing both Casualties of War and Death Sprout. As my estranged uncle on the run from the government for experimenting on the local cheese supply once said, it's better to be lucky than Gouda. Gouda. That's a type of cheese, fuck off. We absolutely fucking end that Mammoth's career before he gets to instigate any more fist fights in the playground. We cast a District Guide, grab a land, play it, make a Zombo, and then just flunge. They go to 15 thanks to the lifelink from Murderous Rider. Bond of Revival, targeting Mammoth. Fuck. It fights and kills my District Guide, leaving my Gitrog alive. We untap, sack a land, draw 2. We get involved with some Bondage, which can pick up Murderous Rider. Even though it's mainly used, and primarily it's best for its instant side, it's still a permanent one in the library for things like Trail of Crumbs or Bondage. Sweet. We trophy the elephant, we swiftly end the Murderous Rider's career, and attack. This takes them to 1 after they flash in a Green Omen that searches for a land. On their turn they cast a frog, then kill our frog out of spite. We untap, eat their frog, and then they GG and scoop out facing down lethal from a group of 2/2s. Success! Okay, we'll do it one more time.
One more time.
Truth be told, I forgot you could have Planeswalkers commanders in this format, even though when I played on Merchant's Brawl Hall, I played a Tezzeret as my commander, so I'm a moron. They don't do a lot. We play a Dork on turn 2. They cast a new Erebos on turn 4. I cast a Vraska and pass back after making my 4th land drop and ticking her up. They cast a Bellhaunt, forcing us to discard, so we drop the Black Cavalier to the bin. We untap, cast the Frog, then play a Lotus Field, sacking 2 lands but draw a card for our troubles. We play an extra land for turn and uptick Vraska, not sacking anything as we are quite low on lands in general. In their turn, they cast Woestrider with his little goat friend. They follow up with a Conclave Tribunal, which just goes to show even a shit Oblivion Ring is still an Oblivion Ring. They take Gitrog here and attack Vraska down. I spend my entire turn recasting Gitrog and then play the freshly drawn Passage and sack it to Gitrog, which draws me, yes, another land.
Yes!
WALUE. We uptick Vraska and then played Trail of Crumbs, which was fucking shite. I should have sacked the clue by playing the Trail of Crumbs first before upticking Vraska, but I'm just bad at Magic. At the end of our turn, they sack a goat, pay 2 life, draw a card off Erebos, and scry 1, which is a pretty sweet interaction. They cast on Nightmare Shepherd, and I effectively just shit myself. I don't think we can beat this amount of sheer value with sack outlet on the board as well and a new Erebos. Erebos is also now online, and they attack Vraska. I can't realistically block, as it will leave behind a little 1/1 version of either discard a card or make another body, so it just looks like bad blocks all around. I draw and play Cavalier and then look to Death Sprout the Shepherd. They sack the Haunt in response, forcing me to discard another card. I discard a land card and draw off of Gitrog. Bazinga. For the record, the Big Bang Theory is shit, like total dog shit. And I use the word bazinga like mildly ironically to upset people on my Discord, so yeah. Bazinga! They could have sacked the Shepherd to avoid me getting another land from the resolution of Death Sprout 2 by fizzling it with no valid target. And for the record, I know that fizzles, or being fizzled, isn't a real term in Magic, but I think it makes sense and helps people to understand what is going on. And I say it to kind of like playfully upset judges that watch my videos. Bazinga. They then use the Realm Cloak Wrath and blow up the board, all the while paying life and drawing cards off of each creature dying thanks to Erebos. I am losing the card advantage battle. We sack our food to Vraska, which we got back with the Cavalier's Death Trigger, and then pay the mana on trail to find the Murderous Rider, clawing desperately to draw more cards and get card advantage over our opponent. They Prison Realm my Vraska, which is fucking lame. They cast Sorin, bring back Goat Herder, and cast Priest of the Forgotten Ways. Barring Fill the Dead, how do I beat this engine of making us sack our board? Well, we're lucky enough to have both Nissa and Liliana in hand, and we cast them both on the same turn, which, as far as turns go, isn't bad. I tick down Liliana to kill 2 of their creatures, which allows them to draw another card. We murder the Goatman, uptick Nissa, and kill Sorin. Things are looking real good for us. They swift end Nissa, and then play new Athreos. I don't even know what he does at this point. I'm not even joking. Even watching this replay and writing the script, I have no idea what new Athreos does. Running low on steam, we play a District Guide, uptick Liliana, play a Frog, and hit them with a 3/3. They untap and cast Shattered the Sky. Shit. We do draw a card, then a load of cards off Liliana, and I do feel like we might be winning because we're just drawing so many cards at this point. The whole card advantage battle that we were losing, we're firmly winning now. Then they cast Ethereal Absolution, which I hadn't really remembered existed since I lost to it twice at the pre-release, with 2 of my opponents from my 5 rounds of pre-release having opened it. Fuck my life. Athreos attacks and kills Liliana, and they cast on Ajani's Pridemate. They are dead now. To me, making a hasty threat and killing them in the air with a big finale of devastation. I got this in the bag. I can even grab a goose, of all things, a golden goose, and Xaxes them for 10 with 10 mana, leaving this command tower up to send a message. I can win with wheel style, but there's a problem. Whilst math is for blockers, it's also for people who want to actually kill for Xaxes when there's an Ethereal Absolution on the field. I finale for 10, grabbing a 0/1, pumping it by 10, and they're on 10, right? This should kill them. But Ethereal Absolution gives all my creatures -1/-1, which means it's a 9/11. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, bazinga. I slap them down to 1 and pass back. They cast a Sorin and a Kaya, turning Erebos online. They cook my goose and slap me to 11. They down-tick Sorin and grab a Shepherd and cast a Murderous Rider. I untap, feeling like a real fucking tit for not just grabbing a goose for 11 and killing them last turn. I cast a load of blockers, but it isn't enough. They begin to grow the cat by activating Kaya to eat my graveyard. They're now back on 17 because of Sorin's lifelink last turn. They bring back Woe Strider and cast Dawn of Hope for the fucking lols. We survive the attack, but they're now on 36 life. I cast a Frog, sack a fetch land, hoping to draw a Wrath of some kind, but I don't really have any hard Wraths in the deck. Nothing comes. Defeated, looking like a frog with egg on my face from incorrect sucking, I exile. GG Bad Math E. I hope you've enjoyed this foray into Brawl, that format that you only get to play on Wednesdays. Gitrog Monster's sick. As you can see, I've had quite a good run with the deck if I wasn't so fucking shit at maths. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, drop me a comment, let me know what you think. By all means, tell me how I can improve the deck. I mean, I could just include the fucking Dryad and Dreadshade for a start, but I'm a fucking scrub if you get these cards even exist. So Conrad's probably pretty good too. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, be good to one another, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.